Hello. I'm testing to see if anyone can hear me. Hello? Can anyone hear me? Ugh. Hello? 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 Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started because I can actually hear myself, but I don't see my little icon moving. I don't know if anyone's going to show up, but so this is dark comedy and the Dan Markel murder. This is a Paper Bear production from the Paper Bear channel. This was actually the one that I wanted to show last night. I know that we did part 1 of 2, but this is actually about an hour long, 52 minutes all by itself.
He also mentioned that she paid for her own breast augmentation, right?
He said she paid for like one of them or something.
So if she's only had one, then she paid for it.
Like, I guess he helped her with the other. I don't know.
Helped her find the doctor?
No, like half of it.
So now your testimony is that he told you he paid for half of her breast augmentation?
No, I don't think he ever told me that he paid for it at all. But he said something about they accused him of paying for it, and he said he may have helped like half, like, and paid for one. I don't really know.
Are you saying one breast?
Yeah, I don't.
The government told you Katie was involved, right?
No, sir. No, sir.
You went along with it
No, sir.
because you can't fight the feds,
No, sir.
so you took it and ran.
No, sir. She's been involved the whole time. It's the only one he speaks to.
I'm sorry?
It's the only girl he speaks to is Katie. Whatever she tells him to do, he jumps and do it. That's his weakness. Her right there.
All right.
Well, there's two things that stuck out to me. The first one was that Wendi Adelson had kind of a complex about being a single mom because Charlie had told her that no man wants to date a single mom. So we had this conversation repeatedly. And then I show up to dinner and Charlie's dating a single mom. So that was a little surprising. I cannot recall every exact word. I remember references to fighting, the word police, and that he definitely had a criminal record, which didn't sound like speeding tickets. It sounded serious.
All right, so with this wire, Charlie Adelson gets contacted by his mom. She says she was given paperwork, which turns out to be this article about the murder. She says this TV probably cost $5,000. You agree with me that TV sounds like their code for this murder, right?
Rejection, lack of personal knowledge.
Overruled, if you know.
I don't know, man.
Then Donna Adelson tells Charlie that it has to do with the two of them and the man mentioned an ex-girlfriend, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And then Charlie calls you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Why did he call you?
I have no idea.
You don't know?
No, ma'am. I don't know if that's before or after, or when he spoke to his mom, or when they mentioned my name, or when he said ex-girlfriend. Like, it's been going round and round. I'm confused myself.
Anybody that he owes money to?
No, he owes money to me,
He owes money to you?
but not,
Okay,
not me.
okay, all right.
What was the value of it at the time of your husband's death?
It was $1 million,
Not 2 million?
$1 million for each child.
$2 million. All right. And did you believe prior to your husband's murder that you were the custodian of that money for the benefit of the boys?
No, we were divorced, so I was the custodian while we were married. But once we were divorced, I was no longer the custodian.
So you were aware that he had designated someone else to do
Yes.
that job? You didn't inquire through your attorney about challenging the designation of the sister as the custodian of that money?
I wasn't trying to challenge the designation, no.
Do you have access personally to that money?
No.
All right. What about a 401k? Did your ex-husband have a 401k when he died?
I believe he did.
All right. And are you the custodian of that money for the benefit of the boys?
I am. That's how I pay the taxes.
All right. Did he have a pension?
I don't know.
Social Security benefits?
I don't know if he had Social Security benefits. As survivors, my children receive Social Security benefits.
$4,800 a month, right?
That's right.
Deferred compensation fund?
I don't remember.
200 and
If anyone is joining this evening, we're watching Paper Bears compilation of a dark comedy and the Dan Markel murder. And here is where Georgia actually lays out all of the money, or itemizes all of the money that Dan had at the time of his death.
$17,000. Does that sound familiar?
I don't.
Deferred compensation fund?
I don't remember.
$217,000.
So $217,000 in a deferred compensation fund.
Does that sound familiar?
I don't remember.
What about the IRA? Did he have an IRA?
I really don't know.
$100,000.
It's very possible.
What about a checking account?
I don't know if I assume he had a checking account.
$15,000 in there, right?
Wouldn't go to us, but sure, I imagine he had a checking account.
It wouldn't go to you and the boys? Where did it go?
Funeral expenses?
Okay.
Hey, Mia Wallace, thank you for joining. I don't know if anyone else is going to come, but thank you. This is Paper Bears dark comedy and the Dan Markel murder. And last night I did part 1 of 2 of the Maestro and the Mischief Maker, but this was really the one that I wanted to show. So that's the one that I'm playing now.
You don't know anybody that he owed money to? You don't know anyone?
me.
I know, besides you, but.
Thank you. Thank you, Mia.
10 months ago, someone killed the father of my children. First, we got divorced, and then he got murdered. In casual conversations, I don't know whether to call him my ex-late spouse or my late ex-spouse, except that late ex-spouse sounds like latex spouse.
Oh, hi, Sky Troop. How are you? Thank you for joining. Yes, I know you support me. I appreciate it so much. So I just wanted to say something really quickly about Wendi's voice. Like when she does that podcast and you hear her talk, I have to speed it up. I can't handle the cadence in her voice and how she delivers things. It's what I call is the serial killer calm. She kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It's just really gross. Yes, that podcast is insufferable.
And Ben was looking into his car seat, and Ben out of nowhere says, "Mommy, I bet Abba knows a lot more about God than you do." And I said, "Well," I said, "different people have different beliefs about God." And so we get to the car, and Ben was like, "Is God a man or a woman?" I said, "Well, some people believe that he or she is an old white man with a long white beard." And Lincoln, who's 3.5, said, "God is dead."
And it's Ben's your oldest then, and then who's your 3.5-year-old?
Lincoln.
Lincoln.
And I said, Lincoln, like, I was like, it's like Nietzsche in the back seat. Like, it's like Lincoln who's still in diapers, but is having a sophisticated conversation about God. And I just was laughing and laughing.
So, yes, Wendi is, yeah, she is so creepy. And you guys, she just said that Lincoln was still in diapers. Lincoln's born in 2010, in October of 2010. I'm sorry, L. I don't want to say their names, but I think that that's a little late. Just my opinion.
When you were showing me that chart, I'm telling you, I wish I could remember. I don't remember because you're asking me exact amounts and where I worked and
Well, he
names
didn't.
I can't remember.
Would you ever ask someone to do something like this?
Not in a million years.
Okay. Do you think someone would do this for your benefit without asking you?
No.
What good does it serve?
I made my brother, the one, his name is Charlie, the one I'm really close to, he makes a lot of jokes in bad taste, and it was a joke he made. He bought the TV for me this morning that got broken, and I was talking to him about whether it made sense to pay to fix it or whether I should get a new one, and it was always his joke that, like, he knew Danny treated me badly, and it was always his joke. He said, I looked into hiring a hitman, and it was cheaper to get you this TV, so instead I got you this TV. I mean, he would never. He's my big brother, and he's been taking care of me since I was little, but he would never. And I told that to the repair guy this morning.
Right. It's okay.
I said, he asked me how much it cost, and I said I didn't know because it was a gift, because my brother said it was cheaper than a hitman. It was my divorce present.
Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right, Mia. Yeah, and I truly believe that they had to do away with Dan as soon as possible, because not only did they want to get rid of Dan off the planet of Earth, they needed to erase his memory and those boys too. That's how diabolical these Adelsons are.
What a horrible thing to say. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Did Wendi Adelson ever make a joke in your presence about her TV?
Yes, ma'am, she did. In October of 2013, the first time I had went to her house on Aqua Ridge, and we were going to watch a movie, she made a joke, which she characterized as her brother's joke, but she was the one telling it, that, her brother had looked into hiring a hitman, but a TV was cheaper. And I heard her repeat that joke at a later occasion.
All right. So you heard that joke a couple times.
At least twice, yes, ma'am.
Was there a dinner, a time when you went out to dinner with your brother after the murder where you vomited at the table? That happened. It's just yes or no.
What would you like to know the context? It did happen.
Okay.
I
And
can-
who was present at that dinner?
Just my brother and me.
Okay. And that was kind of your first time out after this murder had occurred, right?
After it happened, I couldn't eat for several weeks, and then I was completely terrified to leave my house. So this was the first time I tried to leave the house and eat food, and that is how it ended up. I threw up.
At the dinner table in a restaurant.
Yes, it was very embarrassing.
How long after the murder was that incident?
Probably about a month or so.
Was the dinner intended to be a celebration of the fact that your husband was murdered?
Absolutely not.
Did your brother refer to it as a celebration?
I highly doubt that.
Could that have been one of his jokes that was in bad taste?
He may have been celebrating the fact that I was willing to leave the house.
The brother that you're real close to, I have to do a lot of elimination at the same time. The brother that you're really close to, the one that joked about the TV and everything, what'd you say his name was?
Charlie.
Charlie, and he's in Fort Lauderdale?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me what kind of car he has.
He has like 5 cars.
Can't tell me all of them.
He drives and I think one of them is an unmarked police car.
Oh, really?
He's a bit of a character.
Do me a favor. Only come over if you're going to be ice tonight. If you're going to be a pain in the ass, please stay home. It's 8:30. I'd like to watch the basketball game. I'd like to work out with my girlfriend. I'd like to eat some Maine lobsters. That's what I'd like to do.
Oh, Charlie is such a jerk to June. That was the picture that June was so worried about with the bandage on her arm. Yes, Mia. Also, yeah, I think that I think her attorney, her family law attorney, the Adamson lady, I think that she was going to be into some trouble too. And I also believe that the family court judge, Barbara Hobbs, I believe that she probably would have ordered a financial audit on Wendi's stuff, on Wendi's, finances. And remember, Wendi also had, I believe she had at least one, if not more than one, joint accounts with her mother and or father. So, yeah, family court was about to get very interesting for the Markel Adelson case in family court.
Yes, I was saying that I'm his last ex-girlfriend.
That's what you said in 2019, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That you were his last ex-girlfriend.
Yes, to my knowledge, yes.
We've had testimony during this trial, though, that he's had several girlfriends since you dated, though,
Yeah.
between that and the bump, right?
Yeah, that's but I was explaining here that I'm his last ex-girlfriend. Like he was dating June, I think, at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know about Whitney, so I was his last ex-girlfriend.
You didn't know about Whitney?
No, I heard about it now.
Wasn't that like his first serious girlfriend after you and him broke up?
I don't know. That's why I'm getting confused because I'm learning so many things from here that I don't know when I knew that that was his girlfriend or I knew of that girlfriend. I know about June because she testified over here.
Okay, I mean, you knew that he was talking to lots of girls.
Yes, ma'am.
And dating lots of girls.
Yes, ma'am.
And you would actually chastise him in the messages about like him dating so many girls, moving them into his house, letting them drive his cars, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you would check in with him about these girls. So you would say, are you still talking to this girl, right?
I might have mentioned it, but just to say it, you'd have to show me.
Okay. In December of 2015, you say, are you still talking to the lame chick, the girl who's hot, who's really not? He says yes, or are you still seeing her?
Yeah, but I don't know which one that is.
Okay. I guess my point is, you know that you knew that you were not his last ex-girlfriend.
To my knowledge, I was his last ex-girlfriend because he was dating June.
Mhm.
Didn't really know. I didn't know about Whitney. I don't know if I've learned it from trial, but I was his last ex-girlfriend. If he was dating June and he dated me, I'm his last ex-girlfriend.
Well, by your own admission in the wiretap call, you say you've had a million ex-girlfriends, right?
I understand that, but I'm saying I'm his last ex-girlfriend. We're talking about this.
Right. But you and him had broken up in the fall of 2014. And this bump is in the spring of 2016, right? You'd been together with Sigfredo Garcia again for a year at that point, at the time of the bump.
At that point, okay.
Right. He had dated tons of girls in between that, right?
I believe so.
Okay. You were not his last ex-girlfriend then.
But I'm saying from the timeline from June, like June, the girl June.
Right.
I was his last ex-girlfriend. We were talking about it in here. Like you're talking about wasn't this from the
That was
bump?
from October of
From the bump, though?
the
Like,
transcript you're looking at is from October of 2019 when you say you were his last ex-girlfriend at the time of the bump. That's what you said last time was the reason that he called you when an ex-girlfriend was mentioned.
but
And
that's what I'm saying. But you're talking about a specific date on this, what's going on right now, too. This is not on the 19th. This is the transcripts from the 19th.
Right. I'm saying, though, that you knew you were not his last ex-girlfriend. Isn't that true?
I'm confused because I'm saying that I was his last ex-girlfriend. What are you talking
Okay.
about from when we were talking in Dolce Vita?
Right. So you
Okay.
thought that you were his last ex-girlfriend.
Objection,
before-
ask and answer.
So,
So you can ask it one more time.
Yes,
and
sir.
then that's it.
You believe you were his last ex-girlfriend
ma'am.
before the bump, and that's the reason he called you?
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, that was like pulling teeth. Hey, John Smith, how are you? I mean, Katie's like, she doesn't know if it's something that she learned during the trial or when it happened. Like, you guys, I really think that she doesn't have a lot of brain cells left. That's just my own opinion. I think that she was zonked out a lot. I mean, just based on the wiretaps, she was getting prescriptions from Harvey for Xanax. And I think that she was pretty heavily medicated during all of that time. It's probably how she was able to sit and listen to Charlie. She had to be zonked out.
I understand why I'm a suspect. I guess I'm not a suspect. I understand why you would think that I would do this, but
Ms. Adelson, this is all about you, isn't it?
Excuse me?
This is all about you, right?
I was called to be a witness and I'm testifying, so I don't understand the question. Is it a question?
he told everyone around the community that I was mentally ill because only a crazy person would leave him. And
Let's talk about her ability to tell the truth.
Okay.
You know her very well. You were dating her for a long time.
Well, a few months, seriously, but go ahead.
How would you describe her when it's, trying to determine whether or not she's telling the truth?
I found her to be a deeply deceitful person and not that great at it.
Hey, trying to find a cure. Good evening. Welcome. We're watching Paper Bear's dark comedy and the Dan Markel murder. Last night I did part 1 of 2 of productions from Paper Bear that they created a couple of years ago called The Maestro and the Mischief Maker. But this was really the one that I wanted to play last night. I just actually didn't filter through the videos. I was on his homepage. I say he, I don't know who Paper Bear is. Kind of wanted to ask Murder by Maestro if They're paper bear.
You just said a moment ago that you disagree that Hitmen killed Professor Markel. That's what you said, right? So my question to you is, if you're able to say, well, it wasn't Hitmen, then who? Tell this jury. Who on this planet would have wanted to kill Professor Markel?
I have no idea.
All right. Let's get into that a little bit. But I want to make sure that's clear. This joke is made right before Professor Markel is murdered, right?
The joke was made many times.
It was made right before Professor Markel was murdered. Yes or no?
Yes.
July 18, 2014, you're interviewed and you make a statement saying, I knew this would happen. You said that, right?
I did.
All right. Now I want to talk about your knowledge and your belief on this. You're a smart person, right?
How am I supposed to answer that?
Well, let's go through your resume. You went to Brandeis University, right?
I did.
You graduated magna cum laude.
I did.
If you could explain to the jury what that means.
It means I studied a lot and got good grades.
It means, and to speak, I'm from the Northeast. My Boston accent may give it away. It means you're wicked smart, right?
That's very
You had a
nice.
high
Thank you.
GPA, a very high GPA.
I work hard.
You also went and you got a master's degree from the University of Cambridge.
I did.
You were a Gates Scholar.
I was.
You then go to the University of Miami School of Law, which is a top tier law school, tier 1, right?
Okay.
Right? We're talking about your level of intelligence. You went to the University of Miami Law School, right?
I did, yes.
You also clerked at the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals, right?
I did.
Now, to get a clerkship out of law school, it's a very difficult thing to do, right?
It's challenging.
You have to have top grades. You have to go through a rigorous selection process, right?
Yes.
You then become a professor at the Florida State University College of Law, right?
Yes.
You're also a published author, right?
Now you're just embarrassing me.
Why are you embarrassed that you're a published author?
I don't like talking about myself.
I feel like you and I look a little bit alike. Do you see this as you're looking at my face?
You have very pretty blue eyes. They're much bluer than mine.
But I feel like, anyway, it's like
And the
looking
hair.
at my sister, similar hair. I must look awesome right now, but
Wendi flirting.
Daniel's been shot, okay? And we have to find out why and who did this. Can you help with that?
I will try.
Okay.
I still wish Isom would not have told Wendi that Dan wasn't going to make it, because I really think that she would have just lost her shit in there. Excuse my language.
Let's stay on topic and ask a question again with everything that we just went through. You're a smart woman, right?
I am a smart woman.
There's information about this case everywhere. You'd agree with me on that, right?
I've been advised by my lawyer not to read it.
All right. Now, we're not talking about reading stuff. There's podcasts,
Also not to listen.
TV shows,
Also not to watch.
articles.
Don't read.
And so you've made the decision. Now, you're a lawyer yourself too, right?
I am.
And you made the decision, I'm not going to look at any of this stuff.
Correct.
I don't want to know what happened to the father of my 2 children.
Not I don't want to know what happened.
How can you say you love those boys if you don't care who killed the father that they loved?
Of course I care who killed the father I loved.
Then why won't you look at the stuff?
I've been advised not to.
Are you afraid that when you look at it, you're going to realize that your brother did this?
I am not afraid of that.
Because I know he did it.
I've done nothing but help in this process.
Do you honestly expect this jury to believe that you haven't confronted your brother about all of this?
Yes, I do.
Yes, you did confront him?
Yes, I do expect them to believe that I did not confront my brother because I didn't.
Well, maybe you don't need to because you know the truth in this case. You already know it. That he went behind your back, right?
Did not happen.
Just like he has done with past boyfriends. He's done that in the past where he's gone behind your back when you were having problems in a relationship and dealt with it himself.
No.
Ms. Adelson, you understand that until you expose your brother what he did, that everybody's going to consider you as guilty. You understand that, right?
What is the question that you're asking me?
You understand that until you expose your brother and explain what he did, that he went behind everybody's back, that he hired a hitman to murder your ex-husband, you'll remain guilty in the eyes of the world.
I can't speak to the eyes of the world. I can only know that I have done nothing wrong.
And you agree with me that it had been years since 2016, since the last time they had seen them.
The visit stopped when they threatened to put my children in foster care, yes. But up until that point, they did have visits.
You got no problem letting them see your brother Charles, right?
I'm sorry?
You have no problem letting them hang out with your brother Charles, who's now sitting in custody for first-degree murder.
Oh, they can't see him now, can they?
No, they can't, but I'll ask the questions.
She made him mad. I do like how he went after Wendi as well. Christopher DeCoste.
And let's put it this way. I think you're a straightforward person. And I think at this point, if you had anything to do with this, you'd have already told me.
Okay.
And you haven't.
Her fake hyperventilating. Okay. Oh.
I want to figure out who this is because I'm honestly worried.
Well, let me ask you, if you found out that this was someone that you personally know, would that change your mind about what should happen to that person
About what should happen to that person?
for prosecution purposes?
No.
Is there any way that you would think
somebody tried to kill my ex-husband, they should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
Regardless of who it is?
I mean, it would be different if I thought it were my brother, but I don't think it was my family. Anyone outside my immediate family, that's a tough one.
Okay.
But I don't think my immediate family did this. So if it's anybody else, yeah.
Would you think that this guy Charlie would even be capable of doing something like this?
No.
It's just talk.
She did not wet any of those tissues. Has anybody ever cried so much that you used a whole box of tissues? They are literally like a soggy, lumpy, nasty mess. All of this down here, dry tissues, dry tissues.
He's the Joker.
Okay. All right.
Do you recall giving an interview with law enforcement on the day that your ex-husband was murdered?
I recall sitting with law enforcement for 6 hours. Yes, I recall.
And did you tell law enforcement something different in that interview about the culpability of your family?
I'm sure while I sat for 6 hours completely traumatized that I said all kinds of things.
All right, and was one of the things you said while you sat for 6 hours completely traumatized that you wanted the culpable parties held accountable unless it was your family?
I don't believe I phrased it like that, and I think you're taking my words out of context, but sure.
But sure?
But sure what?
No further questions.
Welcome to The Weakest Link. Once appearing on that old quiz show, The Weakest Link.
When I was little, I wanted to be a giraffe.
Is there anything else you've ever dreamed of?
Well, I was in the circus for a while as a contortionist.
Ugh, that is so sexual, you guys. What a perv Wendi is. And if you're, well, there only should be adults here, but if you guys don't know how sexual that is, then I can't help you.
Let's talk about your brother's jokes now. You don't deny that he joked about hiring a hitman.
He did.
You don't deny that he repeated this joke.
He did.
And he made this joke right before a hitman murdered Professor Markel.
I don't know that to be true.
Okay. He made the joke right before, and I'll leave out the hitman part, Professor Markel was killed.
He made the joke the morning that I talked to him.
Can you think of one person in this world that would actually hire two people to go kill Professor Markel other than your family?
No.
Ms. Adelson, please address me and answer the
I'd love to. It
question.
calls for an unbelievable amount of speculation. I mean, I'm responsible for coming up with, that's the prosecutor's duty, no, to figure out who's responsible.
She looked over to Judge Wheeler like, help me out, Judge Wheeler. You didn't say a word. How funny. And it's not the prosecutor's job. It's actually the detective's job. But okay, never mind. I digress.
And he called you because he wanted you to deal with this for him, right?
I don't know if this is the reason why he had mentioned my name and why he wanted me to call.
Okay, well, even before though that you knew your name was mentioned, you were willing to help him with the problem, right?
I was listening to him. I don't know at that moment if I was saying that I was willing to help him.
Okay, I want you to look at that same page, 154, lines 17 through 19. In 2019, you said before your name was mentioned, you were willing to help him with that problem.
I said, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Katherine doesn't know what day it is.
And you're asked by Charlie Adelson to call this number. You don't know why he's asking you to do this other than you're his last ex-girlfriend. And then the person that you get to call the number coincidentally just happens to be the shooter of the crime that Charlie Adelson thinks he's being blackmailed for, right?
I mean, can you ask your question one more time?
You were asked by Charlie Adelson to call this number
Yes.
on the article.
Yes.
You got someone else to do that for you, right?
Yeah, I asked Sigfredo to do it.
So you coincidentally get the person who was the shooter of this crime that Charlie Adelson's being blackmailed.
I mean,
right?
I was just asking Sigfredo to call the number.
Okay, and just coincidentally, he's the shooter.
I didn't even know about any of that until the trial.
Okay, so that is a coincidence.
In your opinion, I believe so.
All right. I don't think it's a coincidence. I'm saying you're saying that that's a coincidence. You didn't actually have anything to do with it.
No, ma'am.
And you didn't actually know what it was about or who you were getting to call for that reason, anything.
No, ma'am. Other than the fact that they said Katie and Tuto.
Yeah, and when Charlie Adelson told you that his mom said it has to do with Tudo and Tato, why didn't you say, you know exactly who that is, Charlie? Tudo is Sigfredo.
No, he was saying it in different ways, and then that's why I never corrected him. I know, like, they've asked me about that before. I didn't know that I had to correct him and say, well, you know him. You know the father of my kids. Like, why are you saying the name different?
And he said that though multiple times. He said, I don't even know who Tudo is. He said that on the phone, and he said that in Dolce Vita, didn't he?
On the phone, I think I heard it, but on the Dolce Vita, I don't remember.
And you just didn't.
Okay, Sky Troop, tell the missus I said hello. So Katie, you guys, so Katie's like literally relearning her life by listening to the wiretaps and the Dolce Vita. Like, she just basically answered the question, like, as in, I'm trying to remember, what I know from the trials. Like, I just think she was always zonked out. Just my opinion. Because there's the one wiretap when she's on hold with the pharmacy and she like loses her mind because she can't get her Xanax quick enough. She's on hold, but they're recording her.
Correct, and just didn't ask why
I
he was
just
acting
didn't-
like he didn't know who Tudo was.
That's the whole reason why I'm even in here, because I wasn't asking the questions.
Why don't you ever mention Garcia's name to Charlie Adelson?
Why don't I ever mention his name?
Right.
Like the Tuto?
No, why don't you ever say Tudo or Garcia to Charlie Adelson? Why do you just say he this, he that?
I never mention his name to him.
Right, why not?
I just don't. Like, I'm not going to be like saying, I don't know. I didn't.
Because I was going back and forth between them and sleeping with the both of them at times. So yeah, I didn't mention either one of their names to the other one.
Why don't you ever mention Charlie's name to Sigfredo Garcia?
I've always referred to him like my friend, or vice versa. Like I always say my friend. I don't think they want to hear about each other's name whenever I'm mentioning them.
So whenever you talk to Garcia about Charlie Adelson, you always say that person or my friend.
Or my friend, yeah.
Okay. I mean, if you called him and are talking to him about that person, well, how does he know who you're talking about?
Did I ever message him saying that person?
In the wiretap call, yeah. You're talking to Sigfredo Garcia and referring to Charlie as that person.
I don't recall.
Why don't you just say Charlie?
I never mentioned either one of their names because I don't know, I just didn't.
Right?
Yes, because somebody mentioned my name. We've
Right.
gone over this.
Out of all the people in the world, though, he chose you. And you're saying that.
Because they mentioned my name.
Okay. Today.
And Tuto's name. And then mentioned Tato's name. So yeah, that's why I was confused.
Now, if two people are sitting next to each other and riding in a car together,
Continue with your question.
would you expect them to be calling or texting each other?
Okay, hold on. What's your objection? That's sustained.
Do you call or text people when you're sitting next to them?
Generally, I do not.
But at the same time, just because you're not talking on the phone or texting with someone, that doesn't mean you are together, right?
That's correct.
Okay. You could just not be with the person and also not be communicating with them.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. What happened in the car before y'all went to Dolce Vita?
I don't even recall that. That's what I was asking when they said that there's a 10-minute meetup in a car. Like, where's that video or where's that?
Did he search you for a wire?
You're talking
Charlie
about
Adelson.
Charlie?
Yeah.
No, because I don't even recall that happening.
When did you find out that Dan Markel was murdered?
I believe I found that when Sigfredo got arrested.
Okay, so that was the first time that you'd ever heard of Dan Markel, his brother-in-law, being murdered.
Yes, ma'am.
Charlie Adelson never told you that.
No, ma'am.
And you and him talk all the time.
Not all the time. You'll see the phone records. It shows.
I've seen them, and y'all talk all the time.
You were just telling me earlier that like our conversation stopped, like dwindled down.
No, I was
within
saying
those-
that you said that he was ghosting you.
Okay.
Okay. You and Charlie Adelson talk all the time, right?
I guess so.
Okay. And when Sigfredo, I mean, he never mentioned to you that Dan Markel had been murdered.
No, ma'am.
What was it that you thought he was saying that made national news, BBC News, Good Morning America?
What
What's
was
he talking?
who saying?
What was Charlie Adelson talking about? What made
I don't know.
national
I didn't
news?
even know what BBC was.
You know what Good Morning America is,
Yes,
though, right?
I know that, but I didn't. It wasn't anything that was like popping out. He never mentioned Dan Markel. He never mentioned Tallahassee. He never mentioned anything about a murder. Those things would stick out.
Right. I would think that they would.
But he didn't talk about that. I'm telling you. And
Why didn't you ask? I mean, what was on Good Morning America? What was on national news?
I don't remember what happened. I mean, we have the whole video, and it
Right,
didn't
but
even
then
pick
he
up
would have
anything I
explained
said.
to you what he was talking about.
He didn't explain anything. He was saying scenarios.
Okay. In the Dolce Vita video, he's saying it's either somebody trying to blackmail his family or it's the cops working undercover.
Yes,
Why would
ma'am.
it be the police? Why would the police be investigating his family?
I don't know.
Why isn't your first question, why in the world would the cops be running an undercover investigation on your family?
I don't even know if I ever mentioned that. I don't know. Don't remember what happened in 2014.
Okay, so don't hate me, but I kind of believe that she doesn't really remember. I think that like Charlie was always rattling off, blah, 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 like just talking out of his ass all the time. We all know that he likes to talk. And I think that she just like would, like just, I think that she just was like nodding and probably not even listening to Charlie. just wanting to know when, when was the next, money drop or weed drop. Because remember, he was like getting her weed too. And Xannies.
The mysterious killing of a prominent law professor, murdered execution style, shot and killed inside his home.
Even by Florida standards, the shooting of law professor Dan Markel is a shocker, a brazen assassination that has residents of his prosperous Tallahassee neighborhood quaking in their tassel loafers.
Everyone here is under the assumption that.
Okay, I just want to say this real quick. I do really like this attorney, but you guys, people in Tallahassee do not wear tassel loafers. Just an FYI.
Everyone here is under the assumption that the Adelsons hired Rivera and Sigfredo to commit this murder. Okay? Because that's what's sexy. It's always the wife's family.
You don't think the Adelson family would organize a hit on their former son-in-law to have the grandkids closer?
These are dentists. These aren't the Sopranos, okay?
He was wrong there. They're actually worse than the Sopranos. And that screenshot of Luis Rivera and Sigfredo Garcia, that was when they were back in South Florida at an ATM in Pembroke Pines.
It's quite
And it was after the murder.
verbose. Would you agree with that?
I imagine it is. At some point, Danny fired or alienated all of his attorneys and started doing his own legal
Is
work.
it fair to say that your mother, Donna Adelson, was following these divorce proceedings pretty closely?
She was definitely being a little bit over involved. Yeah.
She was pretty invested in your personal life. Is that fair to say?
She is one of those moms, yes.
What types of things did your mother suggest that you could do to try to coerce or acquire the ability to relocate your kids to Miami?
She suggested that I could change the religion.
Of who?
Of my children.
And why would that affect the relocation effort?
Because religion was so important to Danny that would be a real hot button thing.
Okay. And these filings are pretty venomous. Is that a fair characterization?
Not on my part.
Well, on both your parts, right?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And was there a motion? I want to draw your attention specifically to this motion. It's on page 441 of that document in front of you, Exhibit 59. This motion was filed by Dan Markel on March 26th of 2014, so shortly before his death.
I see it.
Okay, what was that motion?
Former husband's counter motion for enforcement of MSA on parenting issues and motion for contempt and sanctions.
And in that motion, did he allege that you were violating the marital settlement agreement in a variety of ways?
Yes, it looks like he did.
Including failing to facilitate communication between he and the boys, failing to keep him informed of where his kids are, failure to communicate about parenting decisions like the kids' schooling, diet, and extracurricular activities, things like that.
Yes, that looks right.
All right. And was he, as part of this motion, seeking to enjoin you from allowing your mother to have time with the children that was unsupervised by another adult?
I am not seeing that right now, but I can continue reading through it.
Okay, take your time.
Actually, oh wait, still going.
Is this a question that you need refreshing on? Did your husband make these allegations? You don't have an independent recollection of that?
I don't have an independent recollection.
Okay.
I made a lot of allegations that weren't true, so I need
All
to
right.
look through to figure out which ones we're talking about.
Okay.
Okay, I see it. I see what you're referencing.
All right, so in that filing, Dan Markel alleges that your mother is disparaging him to the children, correct?
That is correct.
And he was seeking a court order saying she couldn't.
Okay, so quick recap. There, in January of 2013, the initial relocation motion was filed by Wendi, and then in May of 2013 is when emails from Donna really start, like, pounding at Wendi. And then in June of 2013 is when the motion is denied for relocation. And following that, that denial of the relocation motion is when Donna sends the email. I think it was titled, like, "It's time for action." Then remember, in October of 2013 is when Wendi is thinking about buying a house. And then there's all the text messages about how Charlie talks her out of it. Then October 31st of 2013 is when Charlie and Katherine Magbanua go to the Halloween party, and that's when he says, "Do you know someone who can, harm another person?" And then they really kind of speed up everything again in February and March. February 19th is a long text from Donna to Wendi. March 4th of 2014 is the Gainesville rest stop phone call. March 26th of 2014 is when Dan files the grandma motion, where it says, "Grandma says you're stupid, trying to take the sunshines away, and grandma hates you." This particular motion is what Georgia is referring to here.
Have contact with the kids unless there was another adult present, correct?
I see that here. I don't think I took it seriously at the time, so it didn't really lodge in my memory.
Did
But
your mom take it seriously?
No,
Was it ever ruled on?
I don't know. If it were, it should be here, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it here?
No, it's not. It was scheduled to be ruled on in August of 2014, right?
I don't know. Right? I don't know when it was scheduled for. I do know that nobody took it very seriously.
Yes, it was not ruled upon.
Did you change their legal names about a month or so after the murder?
No, not a month or so after the murder, no.
Okay. When was it done? Even sooner than that?
No, absolutely not. When I tried to put my children in school and their faces had been unblurred on CNN and all across social media.
I'm
I
sorry
thought
to
we were
interrupt you, but if you'll answer my question is, when were the boys' names changed?
The boys' names were changed after I wrote a letter to Danny's family explaining why I was
Ma'am,
changing their names.
When were their names
About a year
changed?
after.
Okay, and that was when they were legally changed, July 6, 2015?
I don't
Does that
remember
right?
the date, but if you have it, that sounds correct.
Okay, so they were legally changed on that date, but just a month or so after the murder, when you were enrolling them in school, is when they effectively had their names changed.
That is not true.
And what did you change their names from and to?
I changed their last name from their father's last name to mine.
From Markel to Adelson?
That is correct.
And did you also drop the middle name of one of your boys that was a tribute to his paternal side?
It was a tribute to both families.
Did you drop it?
I did. I lost an honor to both families that day, yes.
Yes, trying to find a cure. That is why that they were in a hurry to kill him because school was starting soon and they wanted to get the boys into school in South Florida.
Now, years later, arrests are made. It's clear who committed the murder, Sigfredo Garcia, Luis Rivera. The Adelson name has been dragged through the mud. Why haven't you continued to protect your boys and changed the name back?
I will be changing. I'm not going to change the name back. I don't think that will help. One day I'll change all of our names.
Tell us about the way the beginning of the end of your relationship.
Can you give me a date?
My understanding is there was a big fight on June 29th.
Yeah. And then we went to yoga.
We went to a yoga class together?
We attended a yoga class together, the most awkward yoga session in history.
Okay.
Despite seemingly just breaking up with me and not wanting to see me for the next 3 days, had a deep interest in what I was going to be doing on Friday.
Jeffrey cracks me up.
Speak openly about how upset she was with her divorce?
Yes, it was the topic of conversation. If we went to dinner with friends, that's what we were going to talk about. Frankly, it got old. Yeah, Danny was part one. How Bad Tallahassee was part two. That was the plot of every day, basically. I mean, she wrote a book where she shreds Tallahassee. I mean, she really doesn't like Tallahassee.
Isn't it true that she thought that she was better than the people that lived in Tallahassee?
Yeah.
She wrote a book to shred Tallahassee. That's what he said.
I want to participate in Democracy Lives in Miami because the city is very important to me. I chose this as the place to live, to raise my children, and to face some of the issues that I think are most pressing in our country and in our world today. I was raised in a family where I understood from a very early age that we were privileged to live in America. And that my ancestors came from a place where they fled religious persecution. And so I understood that had decisions been different, had laws in this country prevented my ancestors from arriving, that we never would have survived where we came from.
I wonder if she had hair and makeup done before that.
The reason why I say his parents are going to say I did it is because after we got divorced, I wanted to move to South Florida. And I filed a petition to relocate in the court, and the court said no. So,
Because of the kids.
Because, I mean, yeah. So you can always leave. You just can't leave with your kids. So,
Now, I want you to explain this to the jury because bottle service is kind of like a Miami, Vegas type. If you're not in one of the very big cities, this is not something that is, you at every single bar across America, right?
Correct.
It's this specialty thing where people can come in and they pay a ridiculous amount of money for a bottle, right?
Yes.
So it's like a bottle of Patron would probably cost $1,000.
Well, not 1,000.
Tara Kawas was trying to act like a bottle of tequila costs $1,000. They're trying to basically tally up all of Katie Magbanua's cash to act like she earned it being a bottle girl. Hey, Susie Q, how are you? We're watching another Paper Bear dark comedy and the Dan Markel murder. Okay.
This track attracted both. You have the white collar and the blue collar. The white collar mostly are the horse owners, and the blue collar is the ones that are betting on it. It's not a long period. Like I said, she was like.
Okay, I'm going to rewind that for a second because it's pretty funny. This is the owner of the bottle club, or, the place where she was a bottle girl at. And he's talking about the types of people. He says that there's like the owners of the horses, and then there's people that are like betting on the horses.
This track attracted both. You have the white collar and the blue collar. The white collar mostly are the horse owners, and the blue collar is the ones that are betting on it.
He's funny.
not a long period. Like I said, she was like a shooting star.
She was like a shooting star.
It's not a sleepy bar with one regular at the end of the bar, nobody else in there, right?
We have plenty of nights like that.
But you also
He said we have plenty of nights like that. Even Judge Wheeler, you guys, even Judge Wheeler is trying. Judge Wheeler is so stone-faced.
it's not a sleepy
Watching,
bar with
he
one
actually
regular
cracks
at
a
the end of the
smile.
bar, nobody else in there, right?
We have plenty of nights like that.
But you also
Judge Wheeler.
Were you dating Charlie Adelson at the time when the first arrests were made in this case of Mr. Garcia and Mr. Rivera?
Yes.
And did Mr. Adelson's behavior change when the arrests were made?
Yes, they did.
Can you explain how his behavior changed?
Well, this case kind of blew up in the media, so he was obviously he went through a lot of stages. At one point, he was very depressed, and every day it was something different. But he just was never the same after this.
Did he become violent?
Not like really to me, but sometimes he would get angry sometimes.
Agitated?
I think so, yeah.
Short fused?
I mean, yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Couldn't sleep?
Yes.
Remember being on the balcony of the Icon where Mrs. Adelson lives, having a conversation with her about this case?
Briefly.
All right. And what was her demeanor? Do you know what I mean by that? How was she acting?
Yeah, I
during
know
that
what
conversation?
demeanor means, but she was, everyone was obviously upset about this, and it's, it wasn't, she wasn't happy, so,
She was stressed out, right?
yeah, of course.
Did she have puffy eyes?
I don't remember.
Did she complain about not sleeping?
Possibly.
And did she make a statement to you about Dan Markel?
Yes, I believe so.
What was that statement?
Just that everything was awful, and it feels like, like it's, I don't know. I don't really, I'm sure you have it there. So
Do you know what it is?
I kind of briefly remember, but
Did she say that she feels like Dan's back from the grave, like haunting her?
I don't know like if they were those exact words. I think she was just so stressed out and upset that that's how it came out. So
I had high hopes for June. I really wish that she would have told the truth there. I do think that she's really pretty, and I wish that she would have made the Miami Dolphins cheerleading squad.
He told you he loved you?
of course, yes.
He told you you were the only one?
He said that, but I mean over time I got to know
Well,
him. So.
hindsight is 20/20, but at the time, you thought you were the only one.
Right. I
Then
got back with him.
You got back with him. Then you find out that in that 2-month time span, he
She's totally embarrassed.
ended up getting Wendy's boyfriend's nanny pregnant.
Yes.
Does Charles like to go to the Philippines?
Not lately, but like
She said not lately. That's because he's been locked up.
right, and he would tell me something, but now that was around the time he was acting weird, so.
And he's the type of guy, like if you catch him like in a I want to say a lie. He has a very good way of trying to talk his way out of it, right?
Yes.
He was able to do all type of things without you suspecting anything, right?
Not exactly, I would suspect, but he was good at
Hiding things.
yeah, being Charlie, I guess.
He was good at being Charlie.
When he says at the very beginning of that clip, if they had any evidence, we'd already be gone to the airport by now.
Objection.
What did you understand?
I didn't hear that.
Overruled.
I didn't even hear anything that the recording was saying.
You didn't
Like
hear any of that?
I didn't hear anything that like the line that you just said. I did not hear that on the.
It's because she wasn't listening in real time when it was being recorded. That's my opinion.
Recording.
When that recording started, you didn't hear him say, if they had any evidence, we would have already gone to the
No,
airport
ma'am.
by now. If this person went to the cops, they're going to be asked, well, where's the weapon? Did you witness it? No, you just heard a rumor? Well, that's worth 0. You have to get them on a wire. You have to get the person to confess. Outside of that, there's no evidence. That's what you heard, right?
Parts of it, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And he's saying, right, that if you
When she says parts of it, she's talking about hearing it from the recording. I really don't believe that she remembers the actual conversation.
you guys all keep quiet, no one's going to have any evidence of you, right?
I didn't know what he was talking about. I didn't know what he was talking. He's saying scenarios over and over.
Why is he talking to this about this with you?
I don't know.
What is he saying the cops aren't going to have evidence of?
I have no idea.
You had no clue.
No.
And you didn't ask either, did you? That's your
I
testimony?
don't remember what we were talking about, or if I asked. I mean, I hear myself responding, but
Right, but you did say that you never asked why the cops should be running this undercover investigation, right?
I believe so.
Okay.
Has Wendi Adelson ever worked in the office?
No.
So if her parents gave her a paycheck every couple of weeks, but she didn't physically work there, that's something that they could do for their daughter, right?
I don't know.
Okay. You wouldn't know, right?
I wouldn't know.
Okay. And so you have no idea the arrangement that was made between Charles Adelson and Katherine Magbanua as to why she was getting those paychecks, right?
No.
And you're not in a position really to ask the Adelsons why they write checks, right?
No.
The best people to tell this jury about what that was for would be Donna Adelson and Harvey Adelson, right?
I don't know.
Okay. They're not in Tallahassee, are they? They're not coming here to testify under a state subpoena?
I don't know.
Did the Adelson Institute have a cleaning service?
I would love to know if this lady who worked for the Adelsons or for Harvey for 40 years, I would love to know if she invested in retirement outside of the Adelson Institute. It's always just been something I've been curious about.
Yes.
Okay. Was that a husband and wife team?
Yes.
And you saw them? The husband and wife team?
I know them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Was it Katherine Magbanua?
No.
Okay, that's all.
Larissa.
I sat on a bench last week to watch the boys play. An older woman sitting next to me commented on how adorable my boys are and asked, "What does your husband do?" I hate this question. I haven't yet said he doesn't do much because he's dead.
Oh, I cannot stand that. This is what I'm talking about, that serial killer calm voice. This whole thing. And you guys, let's just get real, because I Jibs and I talked about this once. I go to the park all the time. I've been going to the park for many, many years. I have never, ever had anybody say, "What does your husband do?" I mean, was Wendi still wearing a wedding ring? Like, what? That is utter bull crap.
But I think it sometimes.
As much as it's going to kill me, sorry, as much as it's going to kill me, I do want to listen to that again. Listen to how she is completely emotionless when speaking.
I sat on a bench last week to watch the boys play. An older woman sitting next to me commented on how adorable my boys are and asked, "What does your husband do?" I hate this question. I haven't yet said he doesn't do much because he's dead, but I think it sometimes.
Wendi, he was no longer your husband. You are disgusting. I would love to know if the trailer parks are 3535 Roberts Road.
Now, you deny, I'm assuming.
Sorry.
I did.
You graduated.
Wait, let me figure out. Oh, okay. Okay, so what do you guys think? Oh, definitely trying to find a cure. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that Wendi wanted to parent. Oh, I know Susie Q. Horrible. Horrible that she says that. It's just so gross. And how she says it. Who in their right mind would say something like that? I don't want to say he doesn't do anything because he's dead. But I think it or whatever. Oh, I can't handle it. She sure does. She sure does sound gleeful. And then, like, referring to Dan as her husband, he wasn't. Remember, allegedly, she called, I believe it was the GoFundMe people, after Dan's death and was trying to get the money, claiming that she was his widow. These people are sick. I'm just going to put this on for 1
Wendy's
second.
a little bit spoiled.
So this is part 2 of 2 from what we watched last night. I don't know how to tell how many people are here. I do appreciate everyone who's here. Thank you so much. I'm just kind of going through some stuff, deciding to do I'm trying to get more familiar with StreamYard. So I'm gonna play this. I don't know how much longer I'll be on. I don't know if I'll go through the whole hour, but let's start playing this. This is the second part of The Maestro and the Mischief Maker by Paper Bear. And I do not know who Paper Bear is. Oh, I don't know why I'm not. Okay, sorry. I just subscribed. I don't know why I'm not subscribed. I've been subscribed with that person for a long time. Interesting.
Would you say Wendy's a little bit spoiled?
In some regards, I mean, she gets a lot of help for sure.
Is she a little less savvy about how the world works than you are?
I don't know. I mean, you got to ask her.
Could you trust Wendi with a secret that could ruin your life?
It's not a secret. It's something that would get me killed. So I didn't want to tell her.
Can we agree that she obviously knew something about this crime?
She found out when she came to court. I never told her anything.
I'm talking about the murder of Dan Markel. She knew something, right? I mean, it's not a coincidence she went to the crime scene, is it?
You're talking about the route that she took that day?
I'm talking about her pulling up to the crime scene tape.
She never went to the crime scene. She was going to buy a bottle of liquor that coincidentally the person sent her a stock the bar party buy a bottle of bullet bourbon that she was going to pick up. She wasn't driving to a crime scene. And I think she made that clear too. Nobody knew a murder was taking place.
She pulled up to the crime scene.
I think that was an eye roll from Georgia. Let's look real quick.
Bourbon that she was going to pick up. She wasn't driving to a crime scene. And I think she made that.
She looked up and just like a head shake.
Clear too. Nobody.
Remember, Charlie could not shut up about her driving up to the crime scene after his conviction and the jail calls with grandmama Donna Gotti.
Knew a murder was taking place.
She pulled up to the crime scene tape, Dr. Adelson.
She didn't pull up to the crime scene tape. She was driving down the street and then had to make a U-turn. It was blocked off. But she wasn't going to.
She couldn't help herself.
Nobody knew a murder was going to take place.
She exposed you all to some degree by those actions, didn't she?
No, not at all.
And then she threw you under the bus in her interview, didn't she?
Nobody knew a murder was going to take place.
She knew her husband had just been shot and they were asking her who would want him dead. And she said your name. Are you mad about that?
No, she said a lot of people's names.
In 2014 and 2015, during the time of these events, you were a member of the Latin Kings, right?
Yeah.
And that's a
Rash
crime
bomb.
family, right?
It's a family, yeah.
Crime family.
Commits crimes, right?
I mean, every gang does.
It's a gang.
Yeah, that's what you want to call it. I call it a family.
How long after the murder did Garcia seem to have a lot of money? Like for years after the murder, for weeks after the murder?
Probably weeks, months.
Okay, so weeks or months he was spending money like crazy, right?
Yeah.
But after that, he was broke again.
Yeah.
What was he acting like?
I mean, he's himself. You can never tell, but he drinks a lot. He does a lot of coke, but he was frustrated.
Okay, so he was jealous,
Absolutely.
angry,
Yeah.
pissed off, drunk,
Every day.
okay, and heartbroken, right?
Yes.
What was your defense when you were tried?
That I had nothing to do with it.
All right, that we got it right in reference to Charlie Adelson and we got it right in reference to the killers,
Yes,
but you
ma'am.
weren't in the middle.
Yes, ma'am.
Was that true?
No, ma'am, it was not.
Were you in the middle?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
So why tell the truth now?
I believe that the truth needed to come out now so that the family can get some type of closure.
Why didn't the truth need to come out last year or the year before or the
Oh.
year before that?
I was trying to defend myself.
You were trying to get off.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you think you'd be successful in your trial with that defense?
I thought so.
Has anyone promised you an
Do you guys think he has any sympathy for Katie at all?
anything promised you anything for your testimony here today?
No, ma'am.
Weren't you originally offered immunity for cooperation in this case?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
But you didn't take us up on that
No, ma'am, I didn't.
because you thought you could get off completely.
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
And now you're doing a life sentence.
Yes, ma'am, I am.
He and his son had a dental practice. He was well respected in the community down in South Florida. Shows a lot of resources, and I'm sure that if anything were to take place, they would be extremely smart about it. But I got a vibe from him, like, I know you suspect me, and I'm done.
And after the murder, do you recall going to a dinner where you got sick at the table?
It was about a month later, and yes, I remember.
Where did that dinner occur? Was that here in Tallahassee or somewhere else?
No, it was in Miami.
Was that dinner a celebration of the murder of your ex-husband?
Absolutely not. That dinner was the first time I left my house after over a month because I was terrified. And if it was a celebration of anything, it was a celebration that I was willing to leave the house and eat a meal.
Then she tells you according to you, that my client, Charlie Adelson, says that she had a celebration dinner with Charlie and that the celebration dinner was about the murder of Professor Markel.
I don't recall saying that last part.
But that's how you took it, right?
I worried that was the case. I told the police, and my understanding was Wendi conceded she threw up on her dinner table.
Do you know that the first time you told the police that was in March of 2015?
I do know that.
So what happened in September of 14? What happened in October of 14? What happened in November of 14? What happened in December of 14?
I wonder what Georgia's laughing at in the background. I'm just like noticing that. Let me see. Look at Georgia. Something's funny. And why is little Rashi yelling?
So what happened in September of 14? What happened in October of 14? What happened in November of 14? What happened in December of 14? January of 15? February of 15? You still didn't think that was important to tell the police?
I'm happy to answer that. I think you deserve an explanation on that. You may have noticed in my March 6, 2015 interview, I come in with notes, big pile of notes. Those notes are written in July of August. They're written pretty quick after the murder. I didn't come in right away, partially because I was scared of your client. I was scared of the repercussions if I went on the record further.
Yeah, and that's true because he did tell Isom the very first interview that he was a little concerned for his own safety.
About my suspicion. So I was reluctant to come back in because I was frankly scared.
Oh, I get it. You were scared of him in August of 14, but you weren't scared of him in March of 2015.
And I decided to man up. Decided it was a homicide and needed to man up. That's the decision I came
Right.
to.
You weren't scared to tell him that
He decided to man up, and he was no longer under Wendy's spell.
my client had actually looked into a hitman a year earlier. That didn't scare you. You could tell him that in July.
No, I was.
Hold on, sir. Let me ask the question.
Fair enough.
In July of 2014, you told police that Charlie Adelson, you heard, actually looked at hiring a hitman. You weren't scared to tell him that.
I asked for police protection. I was scared.
I have a whole routine with my son. I mean, I think it's normal with kids. You have a routine to put them to bed.
Right. All
Gotta
the
brush
kind
your
of
teeth.
things,
Can't forget to brush your teeth.
all the, yeah. Well, dental humor couldn't hurt, right?
What's that?
A little dental humor can't hurt, right? Here's Erica. Look at her big smiling at Charlie.
All right, I want to talk to you about an incident back in on June 1st of 2016 at about 11 a.m. Do you remember two law enforcement officers coming to Adelson Institute?
Yes.
I mean, it's not your office. You can't get that record.
No, yeah, they said within 20 days of accordance with Florida statutes, provide above cause with reason.
Are they there now, or do they just stand?
They're there, but you know, I'm in the back. I'm in the back. They're just waiting for me to come back.
Oh, and they want records?
Yeah.
Do me a favor. I'm gonna call you from a landline on your cell phone. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Do you remember previously saying that you didn't remember what happened when he called you back on the landline?
I don't remember.
Have a good day. Members of the jury, we're going to take our lunch break at this point. Once again, I'm going to remind you of the thing that I always do. Do not discuss the case with each other or anyone else. Do not watch any news coverage. Do not seek out any information concerning this matter.
Do you recall saying to Dr. Charlie Adelson, I don't owe you shit. I'll be on the phone with the FBI today. Get your affairs in order before prison, punk. You're going to rot in jail, you mom, fag. Do you recall saying that?
I mean, if you're reading it, then I did.
You open your mouth and I will open mine. Watch, motherfucker. You're a miserable Jew and you're going to get what you deserve. Do you recall saying that?
If you're reading it, then I said it.
I dare you to threaten me again. I'll be on the phone with the FBI before you blink, you murderer. Do you remember saying that?
Yep.
Get fucked. I'm going to get you in jail. Do you remember saying that?
I guess if it's in there.
You ever heard of a website on Facebook called True Crimes Blog, True Crimes Case, the Dan Markel case? Let's discuss. You ever heard of that?
Yes.
You're just posting pictures of Charlie on that website this week, right?
I don't know.
You want me to show you them?
What difference does it make? What does that have to do with anything?
May I approach, Your Honor? Does this refresh your recollection of a picture you posted of Charlie on that website just days ago?
Yeah, it's a good picture.
Yes, it's a good picture.
You say you have nothing to gain from this case and you don't really care and you don't want to be here, right?
Right.
Just on Tuesday, do you recall writing to someone, I want to propose a wager. Let's see who gets involved. The over and under on Life Plus. Laugh out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. You posted on there that you were going to help get this man a life imprisonment, right?
I don't know that it suggested that I was helping him do anything. I was just speaking my opinion, which that's free speech, and that's what all the other idiots on that thing do as well. So
I want to
He's calling himself an idiot.
propose a wager. Over under on Life Plus. That's what you said.
Yeah.
No further questions.
Ruth
Right.
said to Wendy's mom, Donna,
Today.
at the service, I'd really like to see the boys. And Donna kept walking away with the boys. And Ruth turned to me and she said, I hope what I just saw didn't actually happen.
What was wrong with Dan's mother trying to make arrangements for the kids in the event of your arrest? Wasn't that a kind thing to do?
I don't think it's kind to put my children in foster care.
Wasn't the foster care intended only?
Hi, Allison. Thanks for joining. We are watching The Maestro and the Mischief Maker, a dark comedy, part 2 of 2. And it is by a creator named Paper Bear. They have not posted in almost 2 years. but I've been showing these videos like last night and then this evening as well. Welcome. Thanks for being here.
To cover the time frame that it would take for her to get on a plane and get here?
She never said that.
You thought she was just going to leave him in foster care?
I didn't know what to think. They have a mother. They don't need to be in foster care.
But they wouldn't have a mother in the event of your arrest, Ms. Adelson. Wasn't that the intention of the email?
I don't know what the intent of the email was. I was not going to be arrested for a crime I didn't commit.
She didn't know that though, did she?
I don't know what she knows or doesn't know. I can't speak to that.
Do Dan's parents know whether you committed this crime or not?
I don't know how to answer that question.
How would they? Particularly back at the time that she sent that email. It was fresh at that time, right?
I'm sorry, what was fresh?
All the events that were occurring, the arrests.
That was 2 years after Danny's murder. I don't know what she knew or didn't know. I know that my children don't belong in foster care.
Was it a specific foster care that she was requesting be called in the event that the children had no place to go and were going to be going into the custody of the state?
She did suggest a specific foster care agency.
A Jewish-run foster care agency?
A Jewish foster care.
How many times have the kids visited Dan's parents since this murder?
Many. It'd be hard to count.
Countless times?
Countless times.
How many times have they seen him in the last year?
We had a visit with Danny's dad and the boy's cousin this summer. We've had a lot of Skype visits. They do live in Canada, so it makes it a little bit harder to have in-person visitation. But every time they've asked for it, we've arranged it.
Every time they've asked for a visit, you've arranged it?
Yes, ma'am.
How many times have they seen him in the last 5 years?
Again,
countless?
As in the last 5 years, that overlaps with the time when they tried to put them in foster care. So since we've reestablished relations, we've seen them about twice a year whenever they come down to Florida.
So in the last 5 years, they've seen him how many times? 2 or 3 times a year?
About that.
Has this been a major issue between you and Dan Markel's parents? This issue of them having access to the kids?
The issue of them trying to put them in foster care is a major issue.
No, ma'am, that's not my question.
I'm sorry.
Hasn't the issue of them trying to get access to your kids been a major issue, at least for them?
Since they tried to put the children in foster care, yes. Before that, it was not a problem.
Are you familiar with their work across the street at the legislature trying to get bills passed to give grandparents rights to see kids?
I'm familiar with their grandparents' legislation, but it's actually unconstitutional.
And then I don't know if you guys remember this, but as Wendi is getting off the stand, Judge Everett tells the jury to disregard her last comment about the unconstitutional legislation. Like, unbelievable.
State your name and spell your name.
Hi, I'm June Chinda. It's June first name, last name UMCHINDA.
You don't have to, I don't think you're going to have to lean that close to the
Oh,
microphone.
okay.
We can let you know if we can't hear you.
All right. Like that.
Where do you live, ma'am?
I'm in South Florida.
Do you know Charlie Adelson?
I'm sorry. It was my alarm to come here, down here.
Is it silent now?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Wait, let me just check if it's, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
I don't want it to snooze. Okay.
Okay.
Aw,
Do you know Charlie
June.
Adelson?
I do.
How do you know him?
He's my ex-boyfriend.
Do you still have feelings for Mr. Adelson as we sit here today?
You know, I don't know why he never took her on a trip like he was going to. He wasted, what was it, like over 2.5 million frequent flyer miles? I wonder if Donna and Harvey, I don't know if those are transferable. Like, I don't fly a lot. But I'm wondering if they're transferable. Did Don and Harvey use those miles to buy their one-way tickets to Vietnam? I'm wondering.
So he's my last serious boyfriend, so I would say yes, that it's.
Hang on, I'll rewind because Georgia asked, I think, if she was still in love. I can't remember.
He's my ex-boyfriend.
Do you still have feelings for Mr. Adelson as we sit here today?
So he's my last serious boyfriend, so I would say yes, that it's. There's something still there. I care about him, but obviously I haven't seen him in God knows how long. So.
Have you ever heard the saying that the simplest explanation is always the most likely? Have you heard that?
I've heard that theory before, yeah.
Was your explanation to the jury over the last little over a day the simplest explanation?
It was the truth.
Do you, I mean, you have a thorough explanation. Would you agree with that?
I told you what happened.
Do you agree that the only problem with having an explanation for everything is that there's just so many explanations?
There's no explanation. I explained what happened.
On August 25th, 14.
There's no explanation. I explained what happened. Oh, Charlie, just stomping all over himself.
And that would have been after the breakup, right?
Yeah.
You text her, and then she replies, I don't need help. I'm good. Don't need favors, nor will I trust anyone again. Erase my number, please. Go on with your life like you did already and have been doing. Sorry we spoke today. I don't want to stress your life more. Don't do anything for me. Do you remember receiving that text from Katherine Magbanua?
Yeah, sounds familiar.
And that's a pretty weird text to get from the extortionist. You're meeting her to give her money. Why is she saying erase my number?
She's not the extortionist.
On
In
9/11
in 2014, I didn't think she was the extortionist.
Right, but it's been revealed that she was.
In 2019, so you're taking what was known in 2019, and you're trying to say I knew what I knew in 19.
I'm not trying to say you knew. I'm trying to say she knew. She knew she was the extortionist. Why is she telling you to erase her number and leave her alone?
Because I broke up with her.
Exactly.
Yes, so this
Don't get
talks
flustered,
in
Georgia.
these be 2:18 in the morning, or I'm sorry, 2:18 in the afternoon of October 6th. There's communication about him being a good father, potential to be a good father.
Okay. And she's saying that you have to find the right girl that you can deal with and to see if she's worth it.
Yes.
Okay. And what's next? And if she gives.
So this is relationship advice from Katie to Charlie.
You hell, Katherine Magbanua will set her straight, winky face, and he says, I love you. It makes me feel good that you care about me. I'm very lucky to have you as part of my life. And he says, I'll always care about you.
That's correct.
Or she says that, rather.
That's correct.
Yeah, I cared a lot about Katie, and I didn't think that she was a part of it. So I was always trying to keep her happy and make her happy. And I felt like she got dragged into something that she shouldn't have been dragged into.
Okay, maybe, but she dragged you into it as well.
I didn't see it like that at all. And our relationship actually got stronger. You know, initially when I got extorted, I had limited contact with her and I was cold to her. And then over time, I realized that she's the one who's protecting me and she's not involved with these people because the extortion never went up and Katie was always broke.
She was involved with them because she had a child with the guy, right?
I didn't know for sure it was him,
but you suspected always that it was him.
I always suspected that Sigfredo was behind this.
Are you angry that according to your brother's theory, he and your mom have known who killed your children's father since 2014 and you weren't told who it was?
I'm more angry that somebody killed my children's father.
So you're not mad about that they knew this whole time. That's what they're saying.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
That's the theory of the defense in this case, is that he's known the whole time. Your brother's known what happened to Dan. Does that make you angry?
I'm angry about so many things. It's hard to.
Is that one of them?
Separate them.
Well, try.
I'm confused. It's hard to process.
And apparently, according to his lawyer, these killers had threatened to kill your brother's family members as well. Did you hear that?
I did hear that.
And that would be you, right?
It would.
Were you told that a specific threat had been made by the same people that had killed your ex-husband to kill your brother's family members?
I was not told.
Would that have been information you would have liked to know back in 2014?
Yes.
Would you have made the same decision to move down to South Florida, closer to the killers?
No, I would not.
And even after the killers were arrested in 2016, you weren't told that that's what was going on the whole time.
I found out yesterday.
You could have told her, Katie's down on her luck and I'm just going to be putting her on the payroll. I mean, you were making enough money. You could tell her to just write checks, couldn't you? Why'd you have to tell her it was an extortion from Latin King gang members?
Well, okay, at that time, I didn't know anything about the Latin Kings. But when I told her what happened, I was thinking that, it actually would be good if someone knows what happened in case I get killed, they at least know what direction to start looking in. So until that point, nobody even knew. So when she started questioning me, I just said, you know what, I'm going to tell you, but don't say a thing to Dad. Don't say a thing to Wendi. You got to promise me. I didn't want her to ever talk about this again. And that was the day that she found out, is when I got the checks.
What she doesn't say on the wire is, it's happening again. I was approached by another extortionist today. Does she say that?
No, she's talking very carefully.
And you say carefully, but isn't carefully the same thing as code?
No, they're two totally separate things. You know the difference?
You weren't really giving her money for a TV, were you?
Giving her money for a TV.
This TV is probably going to be about $5. I
Okay.
need you to bring cash tonight.
I wish she picked another object on planet Earth other than TV. But TV is code for absolutely nothing. There is no code in this case involving TV. And you keep circling and circling and circling TV, you're wrong.
Is it a coincidence?
So he just contradicted himself. It's like, I wish you would have said something else. If it isn't about a TV, why would we be using the term TV? So it is a code. Like he basically just admitted to the fact that it's a code.
Since that the repair of the TV that you bought Wendi as a divorce gift because it was cheaper than hiring a hitman is your sister's alibi for the murder, and then your mom brings up TV first call on the wire?
It's not an alibi for a murder. She had a broken TV. You got to ask Lincoln who threw the remote at the TV.
Was it a coincidence? Is the TV thing a coincidence? That's what I hear you say.
Oh, that the repairman was there that day?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is a coincidence for sure. There's a
And
couple
all
of
the-
coincidences in this case.
I'm sorry, I cut you off.
I said there's a couple of coincidences in this case. I mean, she had people send her an email to go buy a bottle of Bullet bourbon for their Stock the Bar party, and she was driving to a liquor store to buy a bottle of Bullet bourbon on that day at that time, and her friend sent the email, and you have the email and evidence. Like, is that a coincidence? Yeah, coincidences happen.
And that you might not be the right Katie talk. That doesn't seem to really fit with your theory of the case, does it? What was your explanation for that? Why you kept saying you might not be the right Katie? I mean, she's definitely the right Katie, right?
Absolutely. She knew it was. I was implying it was her. I was just trying to say, I'm not setting you up, but I need your help.
Luis Rivera took a picture of a barn owl on the first trip to Tallahassee, and he posted it on Instagram. When Wendi Adelson is interrogated on the day of the murder, she's wearing an owl t-shirt. The Greek word for owl is tuto. Tuto is the nickname of Sigfredo Garcia, the man who shot Wendi's ex. Has Georgia considered that the orchestrators of this murder purposefully stacked outrageous thing upon outrageous thing in order to make this entire thing sound crazy to any jury?
I thought that was like some kind of code for something or other. She's like, she's in the bathroom. And I'm like, is she in the toilet or is she in the bathroom? I'm like, that's like a bitch. I'm like, what's she trying to tell me? I'm thinking like, has she been, I was like, asked her, has she flushed or is she still floating? I want to flush.
The whole bathroom thing.
I want to flush.
No, she wasn't flushed. Okay.
So I'm fucking
I was
thinking,
gonna-
I thought this was like code. I'm like, Katie, is she flushed or is she in the bathroom?
Oh my God, it's too funny.
And then I'm like, about to tell.
So this recording is kind of hard to hear, but he basically just admits on the phone with Katie that they do use code when they're talking.
Well, call me back. Flush.
Stop, my nerves.
I made it clear I want the problem flushed.
Charlie, you like to talk a lot, right?
Yeah, I didn't realize how much I talk until I listened to all those tapes, and evidently I do. I mean, I knew I liked to talk, but didn't realize how much.
The other thing is this, is that I'll let you know a secret. People, if someone doesn't want you to know what they look like, they wear a hat, they wear glasses, they put on a beard, and, you know, you can go for $5 at the costume store, you can buy anybody a winter beard. You put that.
Well, let me ask you if you've ever worked on or heard of a case where an extortionist commits their crimes wearing a fake Abe Lincoln beard and a floppy hat.
No, I'm not.
Did it seem like he was comparing it to something else?
To me,
yeah,
it seemed like he was comparing it to a TV show.
Fair enough.
Why did Garcia and Rivera, or whoever did it, I guess I should say, why did whoever did it need to kill someone to extort you?
You gotta ask them.
Why couldn't they just come put a gun to your head and say, give me all the money in your safe?
Thank God they didn't.
Thank God they didn't.
Thank God they didn't. I would have gotten killed.
If Garcia hated you, why would he drive to Tallahassee twice to kill someone you hated?
It sounds like he was part of the extortion, or Katie put him up to it. These are highly connected people. Luis Rivera, the head of the Latin Kings, in custody means absolutely nothing. If you think he can't send somebody from the outside, you're wrong.
All right. So my question to you is, did that happen? Because you told yesterday.
Was I killed yesterday when I was in jail? No.
And nobody in your family has been killed so far.
You're talking about in the last 24 hours?
Right.
Not that I know. That I suspected that she was not telling me the truth and she was a part of it was in 2019.
At her trial?
Yes.
All right. And so she was arrested in 2016, right?
Yes.
All right. So for 3 years, she was in the Leon County Jail awaiting trial. Yes.
She was there.
And you believed she was innocent.
Yes.
And you had this whole explanation to assist with exonerating her, right?
I have the truth of what happened. Yes.
But you didn't offer the truth of what happened, did you?
Nobody came to me. I thought the truth would come out.
Does someone have to come to you?
I was told not to talk to Katie and not to talk to anybody about this case by counsel.
Did you have any contact with the thugs that were getting your money for 2 years?
No.
Did anybody put a gun to your head?
I was told that I would be killed in 48 hours if I didn't pay up.
I heard you say that, but my question is, did anyone put a gun to your head?
You asked me, did anyone pull a gun on me?
That's what
Is
I
that your
asked you.
question? No,
Yeah.
Nobody pulled a firearm on me.
This woman, the extortionist, is going to do you a solid by negotiating with the Latin Kings for you to get on a payment plan for the extortion. Isn't that what happened?
What you're doing is you're taking what we know in 2003 and trying to say this is what I knew in 2014.
Did she put you on a payment plan?
Yes, she said, because I didn't have the money, she said, ask me if I could pay $3,000 a month in 2014. And I said, yes, I can.
Did you hear any of the conversation?
The
where she
Kmart
was
away
making these
murder
negotiations
payment
on your
plan.
behalf?
No, when she said, I'm going to go check with my friend and if that's okay with him, she took her purse, took her keys, took her cell phone. She walked out of my front door, closed the door behind her, and I sat in my living room. And she came back about 5 minutes later.
You didn't want to talk to the guy yourself?
No, I didn't even think of that. I mean, but she went outside to call him.
All right. And then the two of you took a Xanax and went to sleep.
Well, I took a Xanax. I don't know if she took one out of the bottle, but I definitely did.
And the next morning she left with your money, right?
She left about 8:30 the next morning.
That's July 19th, 2014.
Correct.
Let's talk about what you did that day. You did not report this to the police because you were in fear, correct?
Absolutely.
And you didn't report this to Wendi, even though, according to you, her life was in danger too, correct?
Potentially, but I planned on paying the extortion every month.
Would you agree, Doctor, and we'll refresh your memory with them if we can, that the text messages that were exchanged between yourself and Katherine Magbanua on the morning after this exchange of money were inconsistent with your extortion theory?
They were inconsistent with how I was feeling.
Thank you, Allison.
They don't appear to look like you just gave her $138,000 under duress, do they?
She told me the last thing she said to me before she left the house is, can we just pretend like this never even happened? So when I sent her that message, I was trying to show her, like, I'm trying to forget all about it.
Yeah, you were just demonstrating to her that you would agree to pretend nothing happened, right?
Absolutely. That's what she asked me to do, and that's what I tried to do.
So the text messages aren't what they appear to be. It's a beautiful day. I'm going to the pool. I'm going to the beach. I'm going to the gym. None of that is what it appears to be. It's something else.
I absolutely did not go to the gym. I was trying to show her that I was, pretending like nothing ever happened and looking past it.
And there's
But I
nothing
wasn't.
on the wire. All those hours of you talking. There is nothing on the wire about the extortion, this layer 1 of extortion, because she told you not to talk about it, right?
She told me to never talk about anything to anyone or her. She never wanted to hear about it again.
And yesterday, in your testimony between you and your attorney, you mentioned the word extortion 123 times. Would you take my word for that?
I'm sure it came up a lot.
Okay. But nowhere, even in the midst of this whole second extortion, it's happening again. It's an extension of the same thing. Do you mention anything about this layer 1 of the extortion? Do you?
Yes, actually, I did.
Okay.
If you pull up the video from Matsuri when I was sitting with my dad, and I said it, and the funny thing is, that's what I whispered in his ear.
Right, but we can't hear that.
Right, because that's my point. I never wanted anybody to hear what had happened. I never wanted the police to come talk to me. But if you put up that video, you'll actually see me saying that into my dad's ear, and that's why I went in and said it. And that's what we were talking about at the time. So it's
At
relevant.
Matsuri, the only time you mention the extortion, it's in a whisper that is not picked up by the microphones, right?
Intentionally, yes.
Yes.
Oh my God, I didn't even tell you. One of my friends is hot belly pig.
How'd the cutest what?
Hot belly pig.
Hot belly pig?
Yeah, you know what a pig is?
They're talking about the police.
Law enforcement commonly referred to as pigs.
Yes, that's correct.
And
what's so
this
funny,
was the last
Charlie?
call that I included. Are there several more discussing how sure he is that it is in fact law enforcement after reviewing this call?
You guys, Charlie is not taking this seriously. He's like smirking and trying hard not to laugh because Pat Sanford is the popo and they're talking about the pigs in code on the calls. Unbelievable.
From that the mother made.
Yes.
So I'm not understanding what was so funny, but that was that the Matsuri? Was the Matsuri the one where the camera was in that like basket type bag?
In terms of an undercover operation, what does the term mean to get made?
To get made means that they figure out that the undercover's a police officer.
After the clip that we just watched, is there any more relevant discussion to our investigation during their meal?
No.
The long list of plans that you went over with Mr. Rashbaum that you were going to have in Tallahassee post murder date, none of those plans happened, right?
No.
Because you moved to South Florida, right?
Because I felt unsafe to stay here, yes.
And did you feel safe in South Florida?
No.
When did you learn that Katherine Magbanua was blackmailing your brother for the murder of your ex-husband?
Today.
So he never told you?
No.
You testified in Katherine Magbanua's murder trial last year, didn't you?
I did, yes.
And she was convicted?
She was convicted, yes.
Of murder?
Yes, of murder.
Of murdering Dan Markel?
Of murdering my children's father, yes.
A crime for which she apparently is innocent because she was just a conduit for Sigfredo Garcia. Did you learn that today along with all of us?
Well, I learned that someone made that argument. I don't know whether it's true or not true.
Okay. You have no knowledge of it.
I have no knowledge.
In all the years this has been pending.
In all of the years this has been pending.
Your brother has known who killed your child's father, and you didn't know.
I did not know.
When was the last time you talked to your mom?
Like Wendi can't even say the name Dan Markel. She says my children's father. Does anyone notice that?
Did you talk to her today, yesterday?
I talked to her yesterday.
In her emails, and we referenced one of them while you've been here on the stand, she talks about you giving performances and playing roles. Did you discuss anything about what you would do here today in court with your mother?
No.
Were you involved in any way in the plot to kill your ex-husband?
Absolutely not.
Did you know it was going to happen, but maybe not know the details?
I knew nothing.
Is that why you went to the crime scene on the day of the homicide?
I did not go to the crime scene on the day of the homicide.
Do you know who all was involved in the murder?
Well, I learned today, but at the time, no.
Okay. Have you ever privately confronted your brother?
I'm gonna rewind that for a second. Wendi does this laughing sigh type thing. I learned today. It's weird.
Well, I learned today, but at the time, no.
Okay.
Nervous laughter.
Have you ever privately confronted your brother about his role or possible role in the murder?
My attorney has advised me not to have conversations with anyone in my family about the case.
But you had a close relationship with your brother at the time of the murder, right?
I absolutely had a close relationship with my brother.
And how soon after the murder did your lawyer advise you not to talk to your family about it?
In 2016.
Okay, so what about the 2 years in between? Did you talk to him about it then?
I mean, I talked to him about the fact that a murder occurred, but I guess I don't understand the question.
But you never talked to him about the suspicions you raised in the law enforcement interview that your brother might have done it?
No, I did not.
Hey, Susie. Yeah, that's so weird. It feels like that nervous laughter. But I want to thank everyone for being here. I'm really trying to learn how to do things back and forth. And so I greatly appreciate you guys for being here, whether you're chatting or just listening. Thank you.
You suspected your brother could have been a part of this, right?
I suspected lots of people could have been a part of it.
But he was one of the people, right?
While I was talking with law enforcement for 6 hours, terrified out of my mind, I offered them every possible idea I could come up with.
Right. And one of the possible ideas was that your brother could have murdered your child's father.
I didn't
right?
really believe that was possible.
Was part of the plot for you to be able to have plausible deniability about this?
Absolutely not.
Is it better for both you and your brother if you don't know the details of this?
I don't even understand the question that you're asking me.
When did you first become aware that you might be a suspect in this case?
I mean, as the ex-wife, I assumed I was a suspect from the beginning.
What was your first thought when you were asked if anyone might have murdered Dan Markel for your benefit?
I thought, oh my God, maybe if I hadn't divorced him, he would still be alive. Maybe this is my fault because I complained to the wrong person. Maybe Danny gave a student a bad grade and they came after him. I just was trying to think of who possibly could have wanted to hurt him.
But you didn't say any of that before. I mean, the first thing you said was Charlie, right?
I don't think so.
Page 25 of your interview, line 5 through 15. Do you have any reason to dispute? Page 25, not 5 hours into it. You say Charlie might have done it. Do you want the culpable parties held accountable for murdering the father of your children?
Absolutely. I'm grateful they're already in jail.
But not if it's your family.
It's not my family.
I mean, somebody hired him, right?
Not necessarily.
Somebody paid him.
I learned something this morning.
Yeah, me too.
Georgia.
You didn't want him held accountable if it was your family members. Didn't you tell law enforcement that?
That's not what I told law enforcement.
What did you tell law enforcement?
I told them that the person who did this should be held responsible and that I had nothing to do with it.
Page 122, lines 7 through 12. If somebody tried to kill my ex-husband, they should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. The investigator says, regardless of who it is, and your answer is, I mean, it would be different if I thought it were my brother.
But I don't think it was my family, is what
Different
I say.
now, isn't it?
No, it's not different. That's exactly
different
what I
today,
said
isn't
right
it?
here. No, that's not
No
right.
further questions.
So this is not against Georgia at all because I think that she's awesome. But I actually think that Sarah Katherine Dugan should cross-examine Wendi, or should examine Wendi and ask her the questions, because Georgia does intimidate her, but Sarah Katherine, I believe, intimidates her more. We watched something last night. We actually watched the part 1 of this, and I think I rewound it or whatever to show how she got rattled when Sarah got up at one point and brought something over to Georgia during Georgia's examination of Wendi on the stand. And the second reason is because Sarah Katherine Dugan is younger than Wendi and younger than Georgia. Georgia's older than Wendi. And I just think it would rattle her even more. Just my opinion.
Do your children know anything about their father?
They know a lot about their dad.
Do they have a picture of him in their bedroom?
Each boy has a picture of them and their dad over their bed that we say good morning to and good night to every day.
How are your boys doing?
They're doing very well. Thank you.
How has your job prospects been since this case hit the news?
Objection, relevance.
How are you doing?
Objection, elements.
Has this affected your life negatively or positively?
Negatively.
Does Charlie love his nephews?
Very much.
The quote is, if they had any evidence, we'd have already gone to the airport. And I know you already testified about this, but does an innocent person say if they had any evidence?
Right. Katie's saying it's the police, and I'm saying that we're innocent. They're not going to have any evidence to show we were part of something that we were part of. If we had any part of this, we'd be going to the airport right now. And I
Isn't
still say
it
the
true,
same thing.
doctor, that they're not going to have any evidence because you were careful?
No.
Count one. We, the jury, find as follows as to count one of the indictment, first-degree murder. The defendant is guilty of first-degree murder. Count two. We, the jury, find as follows as to count two of the indictment, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. The defendant is guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. Count
He
three.
looked rough this
We, the
morning.
jury, find as follows as to count three of the indictment, solicitation to commit first-degree murder. The defendant is guilty of solicitation to commit first-degree murder. So say we all this 6th day of November, 2023.
Hello, this is a prepaid collect call from an incarcerated individual at
Oh, I wonder which one this is. Which after conviction jail call. Probably the first one with mom.
at the Leon County Jail. This call is not private. It will be recorded and may be monitored. If you believe this should be a private call, please hang up and follow facility instructions to register this number as a private number. To accept charges and consent to this recorded call, press 1.
Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hey,
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, last thing I heard was you said, and the chief, and then it just went through.
He was supposed to fly. He's the same guy who said he was going to call Dan back when I first got here. Never called him back. But Chief's back. He's the chief of the whole jail. Come by and check me out.
There's a lot of things that we have to do, and we've got a very tight time frame. So one of them involves taking care of some things for Roman, taking care of some things through Steinberg. Dad's been on the phone all day, and Susan was nice enough when I called her. She said, I'm going to gather everything up and I'm going to drive down. So she and Rick got here about, 10 minutes before you called, so that she could work with us, because we got a couple of hours of stuff to take care of for Roman. So working on that, and just a lot, but you're going to be okay. You're going to get out of that stupid room. Once you do, you'll start to feel a little bit better. I know that.
And we're planning to
And
leave the country,
when I have
Charlie.
something that I do need to tell you, I'll speak to Dan. Okay? So then I'll let you know what time to call him. Can you hear me, Charlie? Shit.
This
You
is the
can't
drop
hear me again,
call.
right? Charlie, can you hear me?
Or the
Can you hear me? I'm sorry. The fourth time that they cut the line each time. But to pay for every minute, but they keep charging every time you reconnect. They say that doesn't happen. Listen. It's that he's in this room that's so the psychologist, they want to make sure he doesn't kill himself. So the psychologist finally came, and he said to her, if you leave me here, I'll kill myself. There's no light, no nothing. I'm in a cement block. Let me go back to myself and see where I am. Nobody, please don't leave me here. And spoke to him for a little bit, and she said, no, you're perfectly fine. I know that. I just have to go back and, I've got a few of these reports I have to write. Once I get those written and then submit them and then get them approved, you'll be able to go back. So he thought he was going back in an hour, but that she better get that thing done because I'll lose my mind in here. It's just all spirit on the inside. So all you see is yourself. The lights never shut off, day or night. These fluorescent lights, he says, are on all night. He said, I just want to go back where I was. But at least I know people. I can see people. He says, here, I'm in a box. So he's just, what? back or just keep getting disconnected. I didn't even know if you were drinking. He was buying Coke, I ordered nothing. So I on my shoulders. Because we're in a very, I think, very tight place. Because I could have walked. But I don't want to do you know what I want to do. But part of that ready, I think would be a nice way to just leave you alone, say goodbye. I am not your friend, so go to prison. He didn't do. I can't push it. I'm not that strong. And I also know how he is a year ahead. His body and everything has slowly started to deteriorate. I'm old. I have a life. We had a great marriage. Happy, we traveled, we lived good. I really am not unhappy. And I'm more than willing to just say goodbye and let me lie down. It's nothing painful. I just want to go to sleep. We bought our cemetery property a couple months ago. We're good. I'm good. What Wendi did this weekend, because I said something that made her feel like I had enough, and I'm not going to watch. If the trial doesn't go well, I know what I need to do. Now, am I doing time now? Do I want to go to sleep and not see my son? I do. Perfectly honest, I do. And we'll do it together. We'll do it together. Leave a note. They'll know when to come and get us, and we'll do it together. The boy. Look, got to make a decision at some point. So after speaking to Dan this morning and knowing what they're thinking up there, and I don't know if we'll make it out in time. I really don't. But Dan said, you might, or you might do all of it, get to the airport, and they'll stop us. And that could happen. It could happen. I don't know, but it's worth a try. When I said, I just got off with Charlie, he's worried about you. He wants to know what, oh, because I said, yeah, we know you never ask anything about your brother, and she doesn't, and she told me it's because her lawyer said she shouldn't ask. But we found out it's not true. But we just got off the phone with him.
My attorney said no, and he had no attorney. Her attorney said,
I never told her that.
But I've never confronted him.
No.
I don't want to.
So I wrote this last night. We know you never ask anything about your brother. This is 8:00 last night. But we just got off the phone with him, and the first thing he asked was, how's Wendi holding up? I didn't have the heart to tell him that you never called us or asked about him. I just said, we weren't up to phone calls right now. Everyone looks to protect you. I bet you've got a lot to think about. But then she didn't answer. But then I got another call from Charlie last night, and I said, just got off the phone with Charlie. He's worried about you. He wants to know why we didn't speak. I told him a lie. I said, we're only speaking with you and Dan right now. I couldn't bear to tell him the truth. Your sister never even called us, is the truth. So she says this morning, I thought she'd be racing over here last night. Yeah. Dear Mom, I know you are upset by the verdict, but the anger directed at me is not justified. I don't know how much anger we don't. I'm not responsible in any way for Charlie's situation. I am not guilty because I did not do anything wrong, and I was not involved in any way with Danny's death. When I was interviewed by the police and testified in court, I told the truth as I was required to do. I cannot control how the prosecutor used my statement at Charlie's trial. Again, I didn't say that. Also, as you know, my lawyer has advised me not to talk to my family or anyone else about this case. No, about the case, which is true. We've never done it. I followed his advice despite your disagreements with this guidance. Please do not text me about this case anymore. Not about the case, is it? Not what I said. About her brother, and that he wants, how are you, Wendi? How's my sister holding up? Yeah. If you have anything further to say about the case, please go through our lawyers. Right now, I have to be singularly focused on taking care of the boys during this difficult time. So I wrote back, okay, we have no desire to speak with you about the case. I guess Dad and I are just shocked that you didn't think of coming to see us or even calling us. We are your parents. We are and have always been there for you and the boys. None of what we wrote matters about the case. That's over. I just want you to know how many times Charlie is asking about you. Not only do you not ask about us, but not one question about Charlie, right? We will need to give you some information shortly, and we need some business assistance. Please let us know if you can be of any help. I have a safe here. I want to give her codes. We're going to be gone. I want her to have all this information. I have the cemetery property. I want her to see all that. I want her to have all these papers and the wills. I want her to see all this. So please let us know if you can be of any help. The other thing is the visa, which she would know about the visa. No, I said we need some business assistance. Please let us know. If not, we'll try to find someone who can help us. This needs an immediate reply so I can start asking other people to help. And then she always gets nervous if we want to talk to her. So I wrote, don't get nervous. Again, nothing, in capital letters, nothing about the case. Just would like to show you some business stuff and personal things. If you can't do it, we must find someone who can. I hope you understand that it has nothing to do with the case. There is no more case. And then I wrote, by the way, you said you have to focus on the boys. Have you told them? So when I got George before, I said to him, because I was over there last night, I said, well, I asked Wendi, but I haven't got any word from her. So did she tell the boys? And he said, she did. Now I know Ben was very close. She was writing to Charlie all the time. So I said, how are they? Ben was very quiet. He didn't really talk much. He said, Lincoln kind of faced it and said, so he's never coming home. And he's never coming back. And so he said it took him 10 minutes and he was into basketball. I said, fine, he's a child. That's okay. I don't want to see them miserable and upset. That's not my goal. I just want to know how are they. So that's what I said earlier to George, because it was technical stuff that I couldn't do on the computer. I think just because we were out of it. So, and he's a computer tech person. So I said, can you help me with some computer stuff that I can't get done? And he was on some business calls, and so that he texted me just before I can be there, maybe 5:30. Would that be good? I said yes, but if I can get stuff done, then it's no.
I told Rick we have the space in the passport.
We have the photos. We have to get them downloaded. And the other thing I don't understand that my daughter could help me with, but we've been looking it up over and over because things change if there is extradition from Vietnam. Because we've looked at all the places. I mean, I could go to Korea and China, but there's no extradition. But we're looking for places where there's no extradition.
In 15 minutes.
Who? Really? Good. Maybe she knows about. Maybe she can look up the extradition issue before we waste our time.
She's going to tell on you that my parents are thinking of leaving the country. My lawyer told us to do that. Okay, but if you mention it to Wendi, is Wendi going to tell somebody?
Well, you tell her beforehand. I need to tell you something as an attorney who doesn't talk and has nothing to do with the case. It just has to do with Mom and I and some decisions that we have to make. Yeah, I know you want to bring her up and show her where everything is. It's a plane crash. No one's going to know where anything is or who belongs to what. So I would like her to come up here so she could see it. I don't think that's asking too much. She can live 3 hours away. Every time she says, can you do this? Can you come here? Can you do this? Everything. How many times do we have plans that I really can't and have to cancel? Wendi needs us for this. Wendi needs us to babysit. So we've been really good nannies, and I guess our job is up. Because now the boys are older, they can go out with friends, they can do things on their own. So she doesn't need grandma and grandpa. Okay, pretty hurtful. I have one son that I don't speak with. I have one son who's close to being dead. And my daughter, whom I love, is doing this. I don't get it. I don't get it. I said to Harvey, I swear to God, our family was cursed. Absolutely cursed. And I don't know how to take care of it anymore. So.
Hi, how are you? You have your ID? Mr. Adelson? Yes. You're under arrest for
yourself a, no, I don't want to give it to you. Why do I have to?
Because my attorney said not to.
Why do I have to give it to you? This is evidence. She's under arrest. I have to go with, I have to go. I have to go. You don't have to go. I can help you. No, I have to stay. Please don't do this. You need to grab the bags. Take the bags. Yeah. And you need to wait outside. Okay.
My husband's almost 80 years old. He can't
Yeah,
come
I
with
can't.
me.
Please, can I go? No, you can't join me there. Oh, don't do this, please.
Please.
Oh,
Someone's
God.
got to help him get home. This is terrible. You can't do this. This is insane.
Is that okay with you? Please, give me that if you can, plus I'm not going anywhere. Please, please. You have anything in your pocket?
No.
Do you have anything of value in you?
No, I.
Plus, you have my necklace on.
Wanna go?
You can take it off. I'll take it.
Yeah, take it off. Yeah.
And the earrings.
And the earrings, the rings, take everything. You give it to your husband. Because once you arrive at county jail, they're gonna make you remove all that.
Can I call my attorney?
You can.
You have a passport ready?
Where am I going?
Oh, you just hold the cup in your finger?
Where am I going?
You're going to the Dade County jail.
Dade County jail. No, this is right here, the one on top.
I'm sorry, remove your earrings. You're making a mistake. Okay, so no mistake. There's two mistakes. Please. Can you take it off, please, Donna? I don't want to hurt her. Please.
Just a minute. Just a minute.
Please.
It's getting. Listen to me.
Yeah, I'll call.
Get in an Uber, go home.
I will.
Take
I
it
will.
easy.
I will.
All right.
Yes.
This is crazy.
All right. I love you.
Okay.
Give me 1 moment, please. Hold the body. 1 moment.
Thank you. Go out or?
The warrant that they have from you is from out of Leon County.
When did they issue a warrant?
So what happened is we have to take you to our warrant room for that information to get entered, and then after that gets entered, before we can take you to the jail, to the local jail.
Okay, because I didn't know there was a warrant. How would I know that?
Well, we wouldn't have been able to take you if there wasn't something in place.
So aren't they supposed to inform? Aren't they supposed to inform me if there was a warrant for me?
Well, I don't know the details.
Yeah, I don't either.
Okay.
Did
Sorry.
I think Wendy's a little bit spoiled.
So what did you guys think about that? Oh, the gym footage when Dan Markel's leaving the gym is so heartbreaking. Well, I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. I think I'll go ahead and get going. I've been on for almost 2.5 hours. Thank you for being here, for showing up, for watching the replay. I appreciate it very much, and I'll talk to everyone soon. Good night.